guys, how's it going? It's Calvin Rabb. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Now, here on YouTube and a lot of personal finance books, there's a lot of talk about the 9 to 5 and the rat race that millions upon millions of people are in, and there's a lot of talk about the benefits and kind of the beauty of financial freedom. And in this video, I wanted to bridge that gap, and I wanted to go over 10 different ways that you can break out of that 9 to 5 and enter the world of financial freedom. So these are going to be 10 different things that you can do that will help you break away from that 9 to 5, or at least kind of chart your path to break away. So let's jump into it. Let's get into the 10 different ways that you can break away from that 9 to 5. Let's get into it. And if you're new here, my name is Calvin Rabb. I make videos all about personal finance, so if you're interested in anything like that, I would love it if you would subscribe. The first way, and quite possibly the most popular way, and that is through real estate. Now, when I talk about real estate, I am specifically talking about real estate investing. Now, when your whole goal is to break away from your certain 9 to 5, then you are going to want to focus on cash flowing rental properties, meaning rental properties that will bring you in a certain amount of money every month. They're cash flow you a certain amount of money every single month. And the cool thing is, this is really just kind of a numbers game. You can kind of look at, oh, this is on average how much I'm getting per door that I have, per unit that I have, and you can kind of do the math from there. I would need this many units to break free from my 9 to 5. Now, of course, you can't plan it perfectly, and with tax advantages and different things like that, it can be tough. You'll get different cash flows from different places, but you get a rough estimate of, all right, this is how many units I need to be able to break away from my 9 to 5. This is the monthly income I need to be able to break away from that 9 to 5. So real estate is a huge topic. I could go on for hours about it. You can check out my other videos that are out there, and of course, I'm always making new real estate videos, so look out for those. But real estate is the first way that you can break away from the 9 to 5. The second way to break away from the 9 to 5 is to have a side hustle. Now, this is great because oftentimes with a side hustle, it's important to focus on things that you enjoy, something you're passionate about it, because to get a side hustle off the ground to make it real money, you're really gonna have to put in a lot of work in the beginning, and it has to be something that you enjoy. So for instance, if you're wondering what my side hustle is, well, you're watching it right now. It is kind of this personal finance YouTube channel and kind of business that I've created as a whole. So I really enjoy it. It was a whole bunch of work in the beginning before I started earning money, but it was definitely well worth it, and I really enjoyed it as well. So side hustles are a great way to be able to just work hard, and then eventually, hopefully that side hustle can take over your 9 to 5, and hopefully it can pay you well, and if you enjoy it, then the world is just better. So side hustle is a great thing to focus on, and it's important to start now. Start as soon as you can. Start thinking up different ideas. I have different videos about how to think of business ideas if that's what you're into, or home-based business ideas. You can check those out if you just want to get some ideas flowing about different kind of side hustle ideas. Number 3 is change jobs, because yes, we always talk bad on the 9 to 5 and oh, it's awful, but maybe it's not the hours that you dislike. Maybe it's just the job that you dislike. So then it's important to go and just maybe look for another job. Maybe if you work 9 to 5 somewhere else, maybe that's perfectly fine because you really enjoy that job. Maybe it isn't the hours so much, but it's just the job. So it's important to not just set away the 9 to 5s being like, oh, all 9 to 5s are awful. No, there are great jobs out there that you may really enjoy and look forward to going to work should you have them. So just be open-minded about that idea and look for different jobs that are out there. So maybe it's not breaking away from the 9 to 5, maybe it's just breaking away from the company that you're with right now. The fourth way to break away from the 9 to 5 is to master a skill. Now, that skill has to have 2 attributes to it. Firstly, it has to be rare, and secondly, it has to be valuable. And once you check those 2 boxes and you become a master of that skill, then you will be in very high demand. And when you are the one in demand, then you can kind of set your hours, and you are the one that is in control because they need you much more than you need them. Your goal here should just be to pick a skill that is rare and marketable, and of course valuable, I think is what I said earlier, and really get good on it. Try to become the best in the world at that. And once you do, once you're at the top, then you can choose your hours, and you are the one that is in control during negotiations and different things like that. So focus on that skill, try to figure out what it is that maybe you're already good at and get so much better, just practice at it and different things like that, and maybe find a skill that you enjoy. Then practicing it and getting really good at it won't feel like work so much. Number 5 5. So maybe it's not the job that you dislike, it is just the hours 9 to 5. Well, in that case, then maybe consider going part-time. Now, the reason a lot of people don't do this, of course, is because when you go from full-time to part-time, it is a hit in your salary. So a lot of people don't do that. But if it is truly just the hours, then you should consider going part-time. Now, if you can't handle that, maybe financially, you need the money coming in, then maybe you can go part-time once that side hustle starts kicking up. I think that is an amazing thing to do. Once that side hustle starts growing, starts making you some more money, then maybe you can take your job part-time and you can kind of be doing both, and as that side hustle gets bigger and bigger and bigger, then you can leave the 9 to 5. But going part-time is a great way to maybe lessen the load a little bit, give you a little bit more time in the day to focus on these other things that can make you money. Of course, this is different for everyone's situation, whether or not they should go part-time or not. So now that we're halfway through, I kind of want to talk about a shift I'm going to make in this video. So those first 5 were more so concrete ways that you can get out of that 9 to 5. So that would be the real estate way, through a side hustle, and those are ways that you can get out of it, and you can do that and you can jump out of the 9 to 5. But these back half 5, so 6 through 10, are going to be more about planning the course forward. They're not so much concrete ways, they're ways that you can set yourself up in order to break free. And I think that's just as important as going over those concrete ways. So let's get into numbers 6 through 10, which talk a little bit more about how to prepare yourself for breaking away and ways to kind of control and prepare your finances for that break from your 9 to 5. So let's jump into it with number 6. Number 6 is save as much as you can. Now, this is vital when you have the job, you have that income coming in. And the reason you need it is because you need that cushion to be there. You know, I like to kind of use this analogy of a rock climber, and he's climbing up the edge of this wall, and all of a sudden he has to jump from one wall to the other. Now, let's say he's kind of a free climber, he's free soloing it, so there's no ropes or anything. And when he jumps, you want to have a cushion underneath, meaning they have different rock climbing cushions that you can lay down, and should he fall, you want to fall back on that rather than just hitting the ground, because then you'd be in another whole world of trouble. But you want to, when you make that jump, it's kind of like jumping from a 9 to 5. You're kind of jumping off and you're trying to jump on that other ledge of financial freedom, and you want something to cushion the blow. And that's what saving as much as you can does, because there is a little bit of risk sometimes when you make that jump. So you want to have enough money in savings to be able to catch your fall should something not work out. Number 7 is that there's 16 other hours in the day. And oftentimes when you say it like that, it sounds like a lot. I know it doesn't feel like a lot, but when you really break it down, that's a lot of time that you can be working. Now, of course, I know you're sleeping, and let's say you sleep for 8 hours. Well, that still gives you another 8 hours. And once you take away the time that you're eating, maybe the time you go to the gym and work out, because you should be working out every day. But once you do that, you'll find that there is a good amount of time, maybe 5-6 hours, that you can be focusing on breaking away from that 9 to 5. So that's maybe the time you can use to focus on real estate, focus on your side hustle, and focus on things that can make you real money. And I know that 9 to 5 takes up a lot of time, but there is still a lot of time in the day that you can be working and start really trying to break away. So it's all about maximizing your time. And one thing that I started doing when I started working 9 to 5 was I started using that commute time. So I listened to, for my instance as a real estate, I listen to the Bigger Pockets podcast, which is a real estate podcast. Highly recommend. And I listen to that on my commute. I don't listen to music or anything else, and that really helps me just always be on the mind and just really maximize my time. So maximize your time, and remember, there's 16 other hours in the day that you can be working. Well, 8 hours that you can be working. So be sure to think about that and break down your time and use it wisely. Number 8 is diagnose the problem. So oftentimes when there's a problem at work or something that we don't like, it's easy for us to generalize and say, oh, it's the 9 to 5, it's the entire job that I don't like. And oftentimes that's not the case. Oftentimes it's just a few things that you don't like. So just really take a good hard look at your job and think about, what is it exactly that I don't like? What is the biggest issues I have with this job? And once you kind of diagnose that, maybe then you can focus on that and fix those issues. And you'll find that it wasn't the job so much, it was just a few things you didn't like that were just kind of adding a cloud over your entire day. So just take a good hard look at it, figure out what you don't like, maybe have a conversation with your boss and maybe get something that you do off your plate and focus on things that you do like. And once you do that, maybe that 9 to 5 will become a lot more enjoyable, and it isn't something that you hate so much, it was just a few things that just kind of ruined your day. Number 9 is network. Now, network comes up in so many videos that I do, and that's just because it is so important. It comes in how to make money, how to do well in real estate, and different things like that. And that's just because it goes back to that old saying of it's not what you know, it's who you know. And networking certainly plays a role in here as well. You should be networking with really 2 groups of people. Firstly, people that have done this before, people that have broken away from the 9 to 5, and you can kind of use them as mentors, bounce ideas off of them and see how they did it. Don't try to reinvent the wheel if it already worked for someone else. Go and kind of do what they did and follow in their footsteps. And in that same breath, it's important to network with individuals of just where you want to be. So maybe you want to be this level real estate agent. This person did their own side hustle, started their business, and work towards that. So network with all these different groups of people, and oftentimes opportunities will pop up had they not been there before. So networking is vital in basically all the videos that I do. Number 10 is pay off debt. And this goes back, let's go back to that rock climber analogy. So once you kind of make that jump, you want to lower your risks. So you want to make sure that you have solid footing on this one ledge that you're going to jump off of. You want to make sure the rocks are solid. And part of doing that with your financial life is just making sure everything is ready for the jump. And if you have a bunch of debt, I kind of liken that to maybe some unstable rocks that you're holding on, but that isn't what you want. You want it to be stable when you make that jump. So oftentimes when you are making that salary, you have that sort of guaranteed income coming in, and use that to pay off your debt, because oftentimes when you make the jump right after for a little while, money may be a little uncertain, and when something's uncertain, you don't want to have certain payments that you're going to want to make. That just makes things a whole lot harder and makes things a lot more complex. So while you have the job, while you have money coming in reliably, you want to pay off that debt. So those are 10 ways that you can break away from the 9 to 5, or at least start charting a path to make that jump into financial freedom where you don't have to work the 9 to 5. But there's a few things that I want to say if you're not really enjoying your job or you feel forced to be there, and that's just that you're not forced to be there. No one is forcing you to go to work, and I think we sometimes have this idea that we are in chains at our job and that we can't move, and that's not the case. I am a big fan of people that just kind of take the risk and just move jobs, because oftentimes that can make you very, very happy, and we just kind of have this idea that we're forced to go, and that isn't necessarily the case. You can always change jobs, you can even change your career. Yes, things are tough, yes, there's a risk, but no one is forcing you to go. And then one more thing I want to say is that going away from your 9 to 5 is not complex. All it means is you have a certain job and all of a sudden you don't want to have that job, so you make money another way. And it's not that complex. All you got to do is find other ways that you can make money. And if you're wondering about how to do that, tons of different ideas. I got different videos about how to make money online, how to make passive income, different businesses you can start. So that's what it's all about. It's all about finding another way that you can make money. There's no secret formula or this one-size-fits-all kind of thing. No, it's what can you do with your skills, your likings, your preferences that can make you money, and that's what it's all about. So there's no cookie-cutter way that, oh, you should do this, you should do that. No. Maybe real estate doesn't work out for you, but starting a business does. And maybe real estate does work out for you, but maybe a side hustle wouldn't work out so much, depending on what it is. So it's just more than that there is no perfect answer for everyone, and that you can really do whatever you want. It's all about just getting another way to make money and focusing on that in the other 16 hours of the day. But that will wrap it up. I hope that was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And this is a big talk here on YouTube, is that 9 to 5 and breaking away from it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys learned something. But those are the 10 that will wrap it up. And I do want to just kind of turn around the question to you guys, from me talking to me listening now to you guys. So what are some other ways that you can break away from the 9 to 5? Let me know in the comments below. I will be going through there. A lot of people don't really like their jobs, so they may be really interested in what you have to say. So let me know in the comments below. I love talking to you guys down there, and let's just have a good conversation. But that will wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. That will wrap it up, and if you're new here, my name is Calvin Rabb. Here I make videos all about personal finance, and the reason I do that is because I believe that personal finance can be fun. So if you're new, be sure to subscribe, and if you do, you will find new videos here every single Monday and Friday, so be sure to look out for those, and I'm excited to grow this channel. I've been having a lot of fun filming these videos, so thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and as always, my name is Calvin Rabb, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.